remember ads with young people having a good time. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance, here's a pool party.
Look what I brought!
Liberty Mutual! They customize your home insurance!
So you only pay for what you need!
Young people having a good time with insurance! Young people, good times, insurance!
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Tomorrow on ET, we are exclusively backstage at CMA Fest with all the country star parents.
My son's been doing chores around our farm, trying to earn money.
Plus, Only We're with the Scott Brothers talking Drew's new edition.
Flex my dad.
Happening now.
City Council getting an earful from citizens as it gets ready to vote on a resolution supporting abortion rights. What the public had to tell them next.
How to honor the victims of the Robb Elementary School shooting. Today, the city took the first in many steps of how to decide on a permanent memorial for the victims. Coming up, we'll tell you about some of those initial plans.
Now, believe it or not, temperatures are going to get even hotter in the coming days, potentially record-challenging heat. And unfortunately, I've got to talk about the risk for fire danger tomorrow. The News at 5 starts right now.
First at 5, San Antonio City Council still discussing a resolution showing support for abortion access.
Though that meeting could be wrapping up any minute now. Nearly 3 hours of public comments have taken up most of this emotionally charged meeting so far. At one point, Mayor Ron Nirenberg called a 5-minute recess. The issue provided some passionate comments from more than 80 speakers from both sides.
They were so obviously the right decision for me, and therefore two of the easiest decisions I've ever made.
A woman does not abort her own body, she aborts someone else's body. What of the bodily autonomy of the preborn child?
The proposed resolution would not legalize abortion in San Antonio. It would recommend a policy to not use city funds to collect information on abortions for criminal investigations beyond what is legally required.
Some speakers today say they also want language that would specifically deprioritize investigation into abortions by police. A severe case of animal cruelty putting this man behind bars. He is 56-year-old Frank Javier Fonseca, and he has been sentenced to 25 years in prison. According to Animal Care Services, the crime happened back on February 2019. Fonseca was videotaped here punching and kicking his Rottweiler named Buddy on the front porch. At one point, he was seen choking the dog and even hitting him with a piece of wood. The 25-year sentence, the longest punishment on record here in the state of Texas. ACS says Buddy has since recovered and now lives with an adoptive family. To report a case of animal cruelty, call 311.
He's accused of stealing a cop car and assaulting a Converse police officer in 2019. Today, Javier Johnson's trial began. He faces charges of evading arrest and aggravated assault against a public servant. It all stems back to 2019 when Johnson reportedly stole the Converse police unit and ran away from officers. He crashed near I-35 South and Loop 410. At the time, Johnson was out on bail for 2 pending robbery charges. If found guilty during this trial, he faces 5 to 99 years in prison.
An update now on a fatal shooting from over the weekend. A man killed on South Flores Street Sunday morning has now been identified as Luis Enrique Flores. He was 28 years old. According to San Antonio police, Flores got into an argument with someone in a parking lot, and at some point he was shot multiple times. So far, that suspect has not been caught.
We're learning more about a murder outside of a Northside LA Fitness yesterday. The man charged with murder is 32-year-old Jesse McWilliams. Witnesses told police that they saw McWilliams walk up to the victim who had been working out inside the gym and shot him in the head. McWilliams was arrested while walking on Blanco Road near Loop 410. Despite last night's shooting, some gym members showed up this morning expecting to start their day normally.
Interrupted a little bit. I came to work out and unfortunately the gym's closed.
Got up nice and early today to get into the gym, but yeah, I was surprised to find that it was closed.
Records show that this is not McWilliams' first run-in with the law. Prior charges against him include crimes involving drugs and weapons and assault on a police officer. Police still have not released a motive for the shooting. The victim's name has not been released.
A woman now facing charges in connection with a drunk driving crash that killed 18-year-old Alex Jaimez. 33-year-old Priscilla Guerrero was arrested Saturday on New Sulphur Springs. San Antonio police say Guerrero was driving on the wrong side of the road when she crashed into a Toyota Corolla in which Jaimez was a passenger. Jaimez died at the scene. Guerrero is charged with intoxication manslaughter and is currently out on bail.
In another step toward healing, today the city of Uvalde and community members, representatives began discussing a permanent memorial for the victims of the shooting at Robb Elementary.
It is the first time those plans have been discussed publicly. RJ Marquez was at the meeting this afternoon and shared some of the initial ideas.
Today's meeting was the first step in a long journey to find a proper way to honor the 19 students and 2 teachers that were tragically murdered right here at Robb Elementary School. The Uvalde Strategic Planning Committee met today to hear ideas from city representatives and from family members of the victims. Susan Anderson is the city's director of planning and development. She says they are looking at what other cities have done that have suffered similar tragedies, like Sandy Hook, who rebuilt their school and placed a memorial a few miles away. Another idea brought up today was to honor the victims at the plaza with 21 plaques around a fountain. But the uncle of Jackie Cáceres says the families he's spoken to have said they would like to potentially have a permanent memorial at the Robb Elementary site after it's torn down.
I believe sharing stories is the key. You know, somewhere where there's peace, tranquility, maybe some kind of a fountain or, you know, water running or something that allows you to sit there and meditate.
In my opinion, the families come first before the public. The public's opinion is not as important as the family's opinion.
And another thing that Anderson mentioned was that they want this permanent memorial to be about the families and the victims and not just anyone visiting or passing through the city. She said that some of the next steps include talking to different groups, of course the families themselves, and figuring out a location, design, and of course funding for this permanent memorial. Reporting in Uvalde, RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
The severe drought impacting yet another popular recreational swimming spot up in the hill country. Take a look at these photos. They were shared by the Blue Hole Regional Park, which is northeast of Canyon Lake. Today, the park announced it will be closed for the next 2 weeks due to unsafe swimming conditions there.
You can see just how dry some of these spots are right now. The park says it will remain closed through August 15th, but they might extend that date if bacteria and visibility conditions remain the same. Right now, staff is working to refund any reservations that were made over this 2-week period.
Let's get a check on your Tuesday evening commute with your traffic authority. TransGuide today looking at 35 in Evans. Getting a little stacked up there. No troubles to report, but just slow going as folks head home in this heat. Right now, several fire departments are trying to get 2 grass fires under control. This one up in Blanco County, at least 250 acres there burning on FM 165 near Las Colonas Drive.
Multiple fire departments from Hays and Blanco counties are responding. Evacuations have been requested. A shelter has opened up at Blanco Methodist Church. We're keeping an eye on this fire for you, and we'll bring you any updates as they come in.
And turning now to a second fire, this one burning west of Fredericksburg. This video also taken by Sky 12 within the last hour. You can see how that large plume of smoke is continuing to grow there. Can't really see a whole lot of flames there, but a lot of smoke as that fire continues to burn in Fredericksburg.
Yeah, visible for miles and miles. We are working to learn more details on this fire, including whether there's information on how any of these fires started. You can look for updates on KSAT.com and as well in our later newscasts.
And here's the thing, we may not know how they started, but it is obvious that it is very dry out there. A lot of fuel for these fires. The smoke is actually visible from space here. You can see in northern Gillespie County, that's that fire that was just on your screen. And earlier on your screen was that fire in Blanco County. You can see the smoke plume. Smoke is blowing away from the San Antonio metro area, but it's important to note that grass fire danger will remain high tomorrow as well. I'll have more on that in the full forecast. Right now, here's a look at temperatures in the backyards. Warren in Del Rio, 103 degrees, 101 in Schertz, 100 in Windcrest in Santa Jim's backyard. Santa Jim, it does not feel like Christmas outside, does it? All right, in the almanac, today we reached 101 and temperatures could even rise by another degree or 2. More on the fire danger. I'll show you where those smoke plumes are headed, and we'll talk about record challenging heat in the coming days. Ursula, Tim.
Thank you, Sarah. In the effort to combat the potential monkeypox spread in Bexar County, Metro Health now starting to offer vaccinations, albeit not as many as may be needed. Today, they received 1,000 doses of the vaccine. They say it's enough to vaccinate 500 people. Doses are available for existing patients at 6 clinics and by appointment only. You can read more about those clinics on KSAT.com. The number of monkeypox cases, by the way, in the county has remained at 13 since last week.
Small business owners who are still hurting from the pandemic might want to listen up here. The city of San Antonio is offering $17 million in COVID impact grants of up to $35,000. You have until August 22nd to apply, especially if you haven't been awarded any grants in the past 2 years. Jessie DeGollado has a story of a local coffee shop owner who says she's glad she applied when she did.
Andrea Lay's cherished memories of her grandmother in Mexico started it all.
My abuela always have café de olla when we go to her house.
Figuring others had the same yearning for café de olla and its unique blend of Mexican coffee, cinnamon, and piloncillo, Andrea Lay started her own business. On the menu, one bearing her grandmother's name, Valentina. Offering the aroma and flavor of a traditional Mexican coffee, this is where Olla Express had its humble beginnings. But then the pandemic hit, and although she pivoted to online sales, last year she turned to Janie Barrera at Lift Fund. Instead of a loan, she was awarded a $6,000 COVID impact grant.
That was huge because you don't have to pay back.
Lay boosted the production of her popular piloncillo syrup, and she opened Olla Express in a trendy prime location in Los Patios.
Two big things happening at the same time in last year.
So our priority right now are small businesses in the city of San Antonio who have not had access to grant programs in the past.
Who, like Andrea Lay, have a dream.
I never give up in anything, especially if it's mine.
Jessie DeGollado, KSAT 12 News.
Now, to learn more about the city's COVID impact grants, you can register for tomorrow's 2 p.m. informational webinar at City of San Antonio covidgrants.com. There's information on who is eligible and how to apply. We also have that link for you over at ksat.com.
Do you have any outdoor summer plans coming up? If it involves a beach or a pool, chances are you're going to want music to be part of the fun. And with all that sun and water, you also need the right kind of speaker to keep up with all that. We're going to take 12 on your side outside for a look at which Bluetooth speakers perform best when we come back.
Myra Arthur here in the newsroom with a look at what's to come on the news at 6 o'clock today. The murder trial for a man accused of killing his girlfriend seeing its day in court. Jorge Izquierdo facing a murder charge for the death of Cora Nickel. Erica Hernandez takes us inside the courtroom where the couple's 2 young daughters testified about the night their mother died. Record high housing prices making it tough on a lot of people right now, but especially those without a home, people experiencing homelessness. At 6, Courtney Friedman shows you the challenges facing people that are trying to make a huge transition right now and how local advocates are trying to help. Plus, red flag laws, they get a lot of attention after mass shootings. Texas doesn't have such a law, but is there something on the books already in our state that can take a gun away from someone who may be a threat? And how is what we have different than a red flag law? That's the focus of the new KSAT Explains coming up today at 6:30. All those stories and more today on the news at 6.
Thank you so much, Myra. When you're relaxing at the pool or the beach, who doesn't love to listen to some good tunes? Well, 12 on your side's Marilyn Morris has some suggestions for Bluetooth speakers that you can take just about anywhere.
What's your summer soundtrack? You choose the tunes, and Consumer Reports can help you pick a portable speaker.
These speakers were selected because they were small, relatively small, fun, and can survive exposure to some of the elements.
Like water. Many have rugged exteriors, so you can just toss them into the beach bag, like the Bose SoundLink Color 2. Price tag $130.
It's good for sound, it's very easy to use, and it's got decent versatility.
Several recommended speakers have a cylindrical shape, which easily fits into a backpack or even that side water bottle pouch, like the Sony SRS XB23 and the JBL Flip 5. They're both CR Best Buys that sound good and are really easy to use. For twice the cost at $200, there's the Ultimate Ears Mega Boom 3. It got solid scores across the board and is loud enough to fill a large room. If you're looking for something more portable and less expensive, there's this. The JBL Clip 4. CR doesn't officially recommend it because of sound quality, but testers say it's good enough for podcasts and other casual listening. And it has this handy feature.
It has its own carabiner that allows you to hook it on to just about anything that has a loop or a latch, or any place that you want to hook it on.
Remember, the source of your music, usually your phone, can only be about 30 feet away from the speaker or you'll lose your signal and your music. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Take a live look outside on this Tuesday. More sunshine, more heat. We've got fires up in the hill country today, Sarah, and wind out there. Probably not making things any better.
No, in many ways, you know, it is in some ways a tinderbox out there because we've got such dry fuels. It has been incredibly dry. We only saw 1/100th of an inch of rainfall at the airport last month. So that combined with the wind and the heat, even though it is going to be a bit more humid, is going to elevate fire danger tomorrow. All right, I want to show you that satellite imagery again of those two fires that are ongoing in the hill country. Right now, 0% containment on that fire north of Fredericksburg and Gillespie County. You can see the smoke plume there blowing to the north, and then just to the east of Blanco in Blanco County, there's another fire. Both of these are at 0% containment, about 250 acres burned, and we'll continue to keep you updated on that progress. Now, if you're in the San Antonio metro area, you really don't need to worry about smoke from these fires. Again, the winds are going to stay from the south, so they'll continue to blow that plume up to the north. Still, though, with that being said, if fires start south of San Antonio, we would have smoke in the San Antonio metro area. And this is a look at the forecast fire danger tomorrow from the Texas A&M Forest Service. You can see that anywhere in this darker orange color, that's very high fire danger. Mostly in the more rural areas is where the higher fire danger is because there's so much dry grass fuel available for grass fires. But even in the San Antonio area, that fire danger is high. So keep that in mind. A couple of things to note is, again, it's going to be very windy tomorrow with gusts up to 30 miles per hour, or at least relatively windy. It won't start out necessarily windy in the morning, but winds will pick up throughout the day, and we could see wind gusts of up to about 25 to 30 miles per hour. If a spark catches, those winds could quickly pick up that fire. And it's going to be even hotter tomorrow than it was today. Tomorrow we're forecasting 103 in San Antonio, well above that average by 6 degrees. Elsewhere in Hondo, 104, 105 in Devine, 105 in Uvalde. It'll be 104 in New Braunfels, 103 in Seguin, 103 in Floresville, and even in the triple digits in the hill country as well. So some things to keep in mind. Fire safety things for you. No campfires or burn piles. Avoid using any kind of tools outside that create sparks. Dispose of cigarettes properly. Make sure the trailer chains aren't dragging, and also don't park your vehicles on grass. Parking vehicles on grass is a really common way that grass fires start this time of year. Outside right now, it is still 101 degrees. Humidity is making it feel like 103, and it is pretty breezy out there with winds gusting up to about 25 miles per hour. Tonight, after the sun sets, it's still going to be hot. By 10, still 91. By midnight, 85. Looking at your KSAT 12-hour forecast tomorrow, 79 in the morning. It will be humid in the early morning hours. Some clouds early tomorrow morning, but then quickly clearing skies. By noon, we're already going to be at 93 degrees. High temperature tomorrow, 103, and again, it will be gusty with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. It's also going to be a bit humid. Now, normally, humid conditions would lower the fire danger, but because it's been so dry, that fire danger is still high. It'll feel anywhere tomorrow during the peak heat of the day from 106 to 108. So please take care of yourself. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Challenging a record tomorrow and Thursday. Light Saharan dust works its way in Thursday through Saturday. Coming up at 6, we're going to talk about that isolated chance for rain Friday and Saturday. But again, the big weather story is the heat and the fire danger over the coming days. Tim, Ursula.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
All right, let's head out to Southern California, check in with Greg Simmons. You guys caught a serious injury on camera yesterday, and we know more about that today.
Yeah, a surgery for that member of the Dallas Cowboys. When we come back, we'll give you an update on that. Also, when we come back, a rookie who's attended linebacker university, or should I say in this case, tight end university, which is more to his position. What did he learn? Coming up.
Camping with KSAT, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our live coverage of the Dallas Cowboys training camp here in Oxnard, California. An update now on an injury. Wide receiver James Washington has flown back to Dallas to have surgery on his right foot to repair a Jones fracture he picked up the first day of pads. It happened on this play when Cooper Rush is looking for him on a deep route. Only had the pass broken up by Trayvon Diggs, who then falls on Washington's right foot with his knee. But during an interview on the Night Beat last night, teammate Jalen Tolbert told us Washington believes the injury happened before contact with Diggs.
James mentioned, he was in meetings with us and we all were talking with him, and he mentioned he felt it while he was running down before the ball even, I guess, was thrown or in the air. And so he thinks he did it before contact, but that's a tough situation and I hate it for him. He's a big bro to me and helping me out. He's a vet, and so him on the field telling me things that he's seen or helping me out there was a big gig for me.
Well, besides Tobin, another rookie making a splash in Cowboys camp, tight end Jake Ferguson, the 4th-round draft pick out of Wisconsin, was first-team All-Big Ten selection in 2021 after he had a team-high 46 receptions, 13 career touchdowns in 3 seasons. But what makes him even more attractive to the Cowboys is his ability to block. And now he has even a better shot with the Cowboys moving on from Blake Jarwin.
I was able to actually go to tight end U out in Nashville. So being able to listen to guys like George Kittle and Travis Kelce and just learning stuff from them, I definitely got to get a little bit more comfortable to be able to pull out some of the stuff they were talking about. But it's definitely in my piggy bank in the back of the head.
Now the Texans continue their training camp in Houston with Davis Mills getting ready to start his 2nd season at quarterback. One of the main focuses this offseason will be protection for Mills, who was sacked 31 times last season. As part of that plan, the Texans drafted the Aggies' Kenyon Green with one of their first-round picks. It also helps having Laramie Tunsil back at left tackle after thumb surgery in October, forcing him to miss the rest of last season.
It's awesome having LT back. I think when he's playing at his best, he's a top 1, if not top 3 tackle in the league. So it's definitely exciting dropping back knowing your backside's covered.
All right, and why is Cowboys cornerback Anthony Brown changes his number? We will let us know coming up at 6. Live from the Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxford, Greg Simmons, KSAT 12 Sports.
We'll see you again in a little bit, Greg.
We'll be right back.
We're continuing to keep our eye on a couple grass fires and brush fires up in the Hill Country. This one in Blanco County, where evacuations are now being requested. This is for that grass fire that is burning through hundreds of acres right now. A shelter has also opened at the Blanco Methodist Church.
And there's a second one, and this one is in Fredericksburg. The dryness, the winds, all of this causing these fires to spread very rapidly. We are keeping a very close eye on these fires and any potential new ones. You can look for updates on KSAT.com.
Again, you can see that those fires are northeast of Fredericksburg and northeast of Blanco. It's going to be a hot one for us tomorrow. 103 for the high temperature and obviously high fire danger too.
Thank you, Sarah, and thank you for watching the News at 5.
World News is next.